Hi, my name's Rick, and I like to make little trees look like big trees. In today's video, we've got a Tamarind Indica, just like a standard tamarind. I'm just going to be separating these into their own little pots and hopefully giving some away, as there's quite a few. As always, there'll be sections of this video that I'll just fast forward through because you don't need to see it all. As you can see, loads of roots at the bottom there, so that's pretty good. Pretty healthy cuttings. So yeah, I picked these up at, where did I go? Long Acre is my usual one. I didn't go there, I went to Perrywoods. Actually a funny story around that. So Perrywoods for me, there's one in Tiptree, which is quite close to me. So it's about 20-30 minutes away. And then, so I usually go to that one. I put it into a sat nav to go to Perrywoods. Just typed in Perrywoods instead of actually like where I needed to go. It sent me all the way to Surrey, I believe. So yeah, I drove over an hour and 20 minutes for these. But to be fair, it's probably a pretty good idea. To be fair, it's probably not a bad idea because I don't think my one would have had these kind of trees. I've also got some sensitive plants from there, which is like a big old tub for like £6. And well, there's a video coming on that, but yeah, that's one to look out for sure. So in this one then, I'm just going to be separating them essentially. You've seen me there, just separating them out and then repotting them. Isn't much else to the video really, you know. You'll see me cutting off some roots, and some of them I do cut really short because the tap roots on these are quite long. No wiring. I'm just potting them up for now, just making sure that they survive the winter. Technically isn't winter really here yet, it's still like autumn time, but we are getting there, the nights are getting colder. So then, Tamarind Indica. Just reading some Wikipedia stuff, really doing a bit of research kind of thing. Tropical, native to Africa. They can tolerate a bit of a drought, but they actually like humidity more than anything. They grow some fruit, so, you know, not that these ones will because they won't be in the ground. Gonna be miniature versions, but maybe they'll get a fruit one day, you never know. So the mix we're using here is just straight cocoa coir really. I find it's the best thing for growing on tropical trees especially. Well, I say tropical. Tropicals that can handle a lot of water. Obviously these like humidity, which means they probably like a lot of water as well. So, you know, I wouldn't be putting, I mean I call them tropical, but Portugal Coriander I wouldn't be putting in this kind of soil. Even for growing on. I mean you can, but it's hard, right? I mean, in the winter I'm going to be able to water these and the soil will probably stay wet for a good week. With port or mini jade, that isn't a good thing. You kind of want it free draining. Same as any succulent. But with these, I imagine they'll be alright. Now, so I'm expecting some of these to not actually make it. I've had to cut off a lot of roots on some of these just because the root base is terrible. But I think I got 12, was it 12 in the end, out of one pot? So if I lose a couple along the way, it isn't the biggest deal. I'm not really sure how these will actually bonsai, how I can shrink down the leaf size. I mean, they kind of look like a bigger version of a rain tree for me. I'm pretty sure you can reduce the leaves on them. I mean, I've got a river tamarind as well, and that's slightly different. It's actually a really unpredictable tree, and there should be a video coming up on that one soon as well. You know, as it gets more towards winter time, I start doing more towards tropical trees just because they're indoors. You can do stuff at any time to them, really. You can see the root base on some of these are absolutely mental. Part of the reason why I wanted to repot them so quickly after getting them, usually I like to leave new trees for a couple of weeks, a couple of months even. With these, the soil that it was in was actually quite terrible. It looked like outdoor kind of potting mix, and I noticed it wasn't really retaining much water, just kind of like running off like aquaphobic kind of stuff. And also, obviously, I knew if they're all bunched together, all the roots are going to be a complete mess with each other. Obviously, I was careful with removing them from each other, so they still kept a lot of their roots. Obviously, I'm now cutting them back, and some of these they grew quite well, but with the lack of roots I'm going to be leaving them on, I wanted to take some of the foliage off as well, just to reduce some of the stress. It's funny because some plants, I find that, like jade, I suppose they're because they're succulents, but jades tend to like more leaves being on the plant when you take a cutting. It gives them a better chance to recover with the photosynthesis side of it, whereas other trees, usually like a ficus, I'll try and take a lot of leaves off before taking any cuttings, just because it kind of stresses them out to have so many leaves and no roots, right? It's, nothing's being fed properly there. A couple of my ficus tiger barks you can see in the back there, the cuttings I took off them. They're growing pretty well. So upon like having a little research, obviously you can find quite a few tamarind bonsais over the world. They're mostly grown kind of like Malaysia, kind of like Asia way. I'm guessing that's to do with the humidity mostly. And yeah, some really old specimens out there, so it shows you can make them into bonsai, but I mean these are years and years away from that kind of thing. And as I say, I've got so many, I'm hoping to give some away. Some will probably die off, so I won't end up with a whole lot. I actually feel a little bit bad for making you guys watch all this. It isn't much of a fun video. It isn't much to learn here. You know, it's just putting up some cuttings. But some of the videos I do, you know, this channel originally started as like a vlogging type situation. Obviously, I've always done a bit of commentary over it, but it's more so that in 5 years' time, I've got a Chinese elm, which I've done a video on recently, which is now 5 years old. It's nice to look back at the first time you potted the tree, right? And one of these cuttings I might keep for the next 10 years, and it's always nice to look back and be like, wow, that's actually how it started. And if I don't video it, I don't upload it, I won't have them. So that is basically the reason why I'm doing it. I seem to have this thing for this leaf pattern. I don't actually know what the leaf pattern is called, but like these, the rain trees, other tamarinds, I've got some sensitive plants now. I love this kind of fanning out effect, and I think if you can miniaturise these, you know, them fans eventually look like pads on their own. I find that really interesting. Lots of little leaflets. So anyone who's been on the channel for a while will know that I'm quite into my kind of rare and odd species as well. Obviously I have the native plants outside, but I do like some rare ones inside. So if anyone has any suggestions, please leave in the comments below of any weird and wonderful species, I suppose. We're coming up as potting the last cut in here. Again, a boring video, I do apologise, but sometimes these things have to be done just so I can kind of vlog it. But anyway, that's all from me this time. Hope to see you again soon.